Morning, everyone, and welcome to the midweek market breakdown. Now, guys, in this session, we are going to be taking a look at the pairs that we've been speaking about since Sunday. So I'm just going to be giving you an update on these pairs. How have they been progressing? And we're also going to be focusing on any future movements that we are looking for in order for us to be able to capitalize on these pairs. Now, guys, without wasting any time, let us start by looking at what the DXY. Now, the DXY represents what the overall dollar index. So anything that has the US dollar is represented by what the overall DXY. So we're using what the DXY as what as a confirmation bias. We're not actually trading the DXY. So guys, on the DXY, jumping on the starting on the higher time frame, price gave us what this is our impulsive movement, and this was what our overall corrective structure price from the breakout. So this is giving us what the higher probability overall of moving to the upside. As you can see over here on the weekly, we are having what this big descending structure which forms the breakout. So this is more likely to impulse up and reach this overall 90% rule. So now coming on to the daily time frame, this is what we are seeing. So price has been giving us what multiple continuation. So this was the first one, this is the second one, and this is the current one. So as you can see, as soon as price breaks out over here, what tends to happen? Price impulses up. Once it breaks out over here, it moves up. So also over here, price just broke out. So this is more likely to do what? To start impulsing all the way to the upside. So now as we're jumping into what our mid time frame. So on our mid time frame, what are we seeing actually? So if I can just pull this trend line back a bit, you can see that, okay, price has given us what this is our continuation pattern to the upside to confirm what those additional buys to the upside. So impulse correction, price from the breakout. So this is more likely to do it to impulse to the upside. And then on the lower time frame, for additional confirmation, if price gives us anything in a form of what a continuation pattern to the upside, it is more likely to confirm that price it is having what the higher probability of impulsing all the way to the upside, guys. So this is how the DXY is looking like in terms of what as our confirmation bias, it is pretty much bullish. So now let us jump into what our currency pairs. So the first pair that we're taking a look at is going to be what the US dollar over the Swiss franc. So this one, as you saw that the DXY is bullish, so the US dollar CHF is more likely to also be what? Also be bullish. So coming on this one, on the higher time frame, the structure is pretty much similar. This is our impulsive movement. This is our corrective structure. As you can see, once price breaks out over here, it is more likely to impulse all the way to the upside. So price is currently in that upward movement. And now if you are zooming into the daily, you can see the price gives us what this is our first confirmation. In fact, it's our second if you place this like so. So as you can see, once price breaks out, it moves up. Once price breaks out, it moves up. So also over here, price just broke out. So this is more likely to do what? To move all the way to the upside. And if we're jumping into what our mid-time frame, what are we seeing on our mid-time frame? We are seeing what is similar movement whereby price is giving us what this is our impulsive movement. This is what our small corrective structure in a form of continuation. So this is more likely to do what? To impulse all the way to the upside. So now coming into our lower time frame, how are we looking to be able to capitalize on this pair? So just a small impulsive movement followed by a small continuation pattern. Like this would be sufficient in order for us to do it, to execute our buys to the upside. So this is how I'm looking. This is how I'm looking at those buys to the upside, like so, guys. So if price gives me an impulsive movement, a small continuation structure, then that's when I'll enter in the breakout so that I'm more likely to get tagged in the impulsive movement that is more likely to happen in the breakout. So this is how I'm looking at the USD CHF. Now let us move on over onto our next pair, which is what the Australian dollar over the Canadian dollar. So with this one, higher time frame, impulsive movement, this is our corrective structure from the breakout. And then on the daily, price has been giving us what? Multiple continuation patterns to confirm those sales. So as you can see, this would have been the first one. Once it broke out, what happened? It impulsed down. This is the second one. Once it broke out, what happened? It impulsed down. So also over here currently, this is what our current continuation pattern. So it's at the breakout point. So this is more likely to do it to also continue to impulse all the way to the downside. So now jumping into what our mid-time frame. What are we seeing on our mid-time frame? So mid-time frame, previously, this is the only thing that we had as confirmation price giving us this continuation pattern. And if you remember on the previous session that we had on Monday, this is the type of entry we were forecasting for, whereby price is giving us an impulsive movement, continuation, and we enter on the breakout. But unfortunately, we were not able to capitalize on this one, right? Because the time it formed, as you can see, it formed around 3 a.m. in the morning. So South African time, I was still asleep on this one. So I was not able to capitalize on this one. So what am I looking for in order to still be able to capitalize on this one? Just a small continuation pattern, because I'm already having what? An impulsive movement. So if price gives me what? Just a simple continuation pattern, then I'd be more than happy to enter on the breakout like so. On the breakout, my stop loss above the structure and my take profit all the way to the downside. So this is how I am looking at doing what? At executing the Australian dollar over the Canadian dollar. I'm looking for sales on this one. And as for the rest of this one, so this one was previously a top head, but I ended up removing it. Why? Because coming into the daily structure, this one reached what? The 90% rule and is currently rejecting and is climbing all the way to the upside. So that is why I'm removing this pair. So I'm thinking of removing this pair completely off my watch list, because what? It's now rejected. So it's not giving me any signs that it's more likely to continue to drop to the downside. So let me update you on the rest of these pairs, starting first with what? Euro AUD. So with Euro AUD, on this one, I was looking for sales on this one. So I'm waiting for this to reach what? Key areas on the weekly. So this is looking more like what? A continuation pattern. So I'm looking for a key area for this to break out over here. So that's why I'm not focusing on this one. And also GBP USD coming on this one. On the daily, this is what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this to drop. So it is currently starting to drop, but I'm waiting for this to reach this trend line. Once it reaches this trend line and it breaks out, that is when I can confirm that it is having what? A high probability of dropping to the downside. And also CAD CHF. This one, I'm waiting for this to do what? To at least reach what? This top trend line. So it is currently dropping. So I'm waiting for this to do what? To climb up, reach this trend line. So once it breaks this trend line, that is when I can confidently confirm that this is having what? A high probability of climbing all the way to the upside. So this is how the watch list has been looking like, guys. Just a small update on this pairs. The most likely that I'm focused on heavily is going to be what? The Australian dollar over the Canadian dollar, and also what? The US dollar over the Swiss franc, guys. So these are the top pairs that I might be trading possibly today or tomorrow or throughout the week. But as for the rest of these pairs, Euro AUD, GBP USD, and KCHF, I don't think I'll still be focused on these ones continuing from today, because right, we are left with almost 2 days before the market closes, because the market closes on Friday, and we still don't have any confirmation on the high time frame. So that is why I'm more likely focused on what? USD CHF and what? AUD CAD. But yeah, guys, hopefully this session was very, very informative for all of you. Hopefully you did learn something. So a small tip that I can give you guys, make sure you watch the previous session and also watch this session again, guys, so you can do what? Refresh your mind on why are we focusing these pairs, how have they been developing, and also what? Future forecast, so that they do make sense to you guys. Do you confirm on break of trend line on daily? Yes, on all time frame. My confirmation on all time frames is on the breakout, because I don't feel comfortable trading within the structure, because the only time that a pattern is confirmed that it is most likely to drop is on the breakout. That's why I confirm my patterns on the breakout of structure, breakout of the trend line. That is when I enter on my confirmation. So yeah, this is the end of our session. I will send the recorded version so you can rewatch this again, and I'll also send you the screenshots, guys, on Discord of what I'm looking for on this pairs, and I will continue to update you as these pairs continue to progress. But for now, this is the end. Take care, and I'll see you next time.